6'3", 17, 18 stone, and just rang my father in tears and said, "Dad, you've got to come and pick me up. I can't play rugby anymore. I can't." I wasn't even getting the enjoyment out of that. People didn't understand either. I think the first thing they came back with, I think I got a call a few days later saying, "You've let everybody down," but I could have been further from the truth. Just because I didn't explain to them, I didn't tell my friends. I just disappeared because I couldn't cope. And to this day, if somebody had shown care to me, that I could have opened up and talked about, and things would have been easier. But I just felt that I don't want to be a burden to the team. I don't want to be a burden to my parents. I don't want to be a burden to anybody. And that's the way that I felt, that I was a burden.
How old were you?
Well, I started having my first panic attacks that I hid from about 14 years of age, and I hid them reasonably well so that people didn't know. Nobody knew, really, not only my own family. They knew at times that, I suppose they could see probably signs, but I don't blame them, because I never went to them, because I just felt alone. I thought, who could I go to? Who could I go to? My father loved me and I loved him, but he was an old-fashioned father in some regards, and worked very hard, and three jobs a day to put food on the table and a roof over your head, and I loved him for that. But I don't think he would have been the type of person to say, until later on, when he just, it's such a loving moment now for me. I remember a few years ago when I wrote a book about my problems, and I remember Dad coming up to me when he read the book in New Zealand, and at this stage I'm in my 50s, and he just put his hand on my shoulder and a tear in his eye, and he said, "I wish I'd had known, son." And just to say that was with so much love, and it's quite emotional even now